Picture this. A doctor in a busy hospital asks an AI system to summarize the latest research on a patient's rare condition. The AI responds instantly, with confidence, citing specific studies, specific journals, specific dosages. It sounds exactly right. Except two of those studies do not exist. The journal names are real, the researchers are real, the studies are completely fabricated, and because everything else about the response sounds so authoritative nobody catches it in time, that is not being quietly documented right now in hospitals, law firms, newsrooms, and schools across the world. And this week, the conversation around AI deception reached a genuinely alarming new level. Because the latest generation of AI systems is not just occasionally wrong. It is confidently, convincingly, almost artistically wrong in ways that are becoming nearly impossible to detect without dedicated fact-checking infrastructure most people simply do not have. Welcome to AI Hustle Canada. And honestly, I want to be careful how I frame this because this is not a fear video. I am not here to tell you AI is evil or that we are all doomed. That is lazy content and you deserve better than that. What I want to do is make sure you understand what actually shifted this week, why it matters specifically right now, and what it means for you, whether you are a student, a nurse, a parent, a freelancer, a retiree, or someone who just uses AI casually to write emails and summarize articles. Because here's the thing most people still do not fully grasp. The danger has never really been that AI would say something obviously stupid. The danger has always been that AI would say something brilliantly, fluently, convincingly wrong. And we have now officially entered the phase where that is happening at scale. So let me tell you what actually changed this week. Researchers evaluating the latest frontier models, the kind powering the AI tools tens of millions of people use daily, published findings showing that these systems have become dramatically better at what researchers are calling confident confabulation. Not hallucination in the old sense where the AI spits out something clearly weird or off topic. Confabulation is different. It is when the model fills gaps in its knowledge, not with uncertainty or a simple I do not know, but with plausible, well-structured, authoritative-sounding fabrications that are internally consistent and deep scenarios involving emerging, recent, or highly specialized knowledge. Exactly the situations where humans are most likely to trust AI because they do not have the background to evaluate the answer themselves. And the models perform terrifyingly well at sounding correct while being wrong. This is where things get dangerous, because most people use AI for help in exactly those high-stakes situations. They ask about their specific medication interaction. They ask about a legal clause in a contract they do not understand. They ask about symptoms they are worried about. They ask about investment strategies they have not researched yet. And in every one of those scenarios, a confidently wrong AI answer is not just unhelpful, it is actively harmful. And before I continue, I want to quickly mention, if you are finding this useful, hit subscribe so you never miss what is coming next in AI. This space is moving faster than most people realize, and honestly, the next few months are going to surprise a lot of people. Now back to what we were talking about, because here's the part that actually surprised me when I went deep on this. It is not random people on the internet who are getting burned most by this right now. It is professionals. It is people who should know better but are under enormous time pressure, dealing with information overload, and using AI as a shortcut because their workload demands it. Think about a junior lawyer using AI to pull case precedents. Think about a financial advisor using AI to draft a client summary. Think about a teacher using AI to create educational material about a recent scientific development. These are intelligent, trained professionals, and the research is showing that even they are struggling to consistently catch these confident fabrications, especially when the fabrication aligns with something they already partially believe or expect to be true. The psychology here is actually fascinating and a little unsettling. Humans are wired to trust fluency. When something is written clearly, in a confident tone, with the right vocabulary and structure, we instinctively assign it credibility. AI has become extraordinarily good at fluency. It sounds like expertise, even when it is guessing. And that gap between sounding right and being right is widening in ways most people are not prepared for. Now think about who gets hit hardest by this in the real world. It is people without the resources or background to fact check. It is communities where AI is being deployed as a solution to limited access, places where AI health tools or AI legal tools or AI educational tools are being positioned as a substitute for professionals people cannot afford or access. In those communities, the confident wrong answer does not get caught. It just becomes a decision someone made with bad information. This matters because the AI industry has been incredibly good at marketing these tools as empowering access for underserved communities, and there is real truth in that promise. But the version of that promise that works requires accuracy infrastructure that does not widely exist yet. And most people are not thinking about that gap at all. Here's what most people get completely wrong about this. They assume the solution is simple. Just check what AI tells you. Just verify the sources. Just use your judgment. But that advice completely falls apart when the AI has already identified the sources for you, when the sources sound real, when the citations look legitimate, and when you do not have the expertise to know the difference. You cannot fact check something if you do not know what ground truth looks like in that domain. That is the whole reason you asked AI in the first place. And this is where things actually get hopeful, because there are real, practical things shifting right now that are worth paying attention to. A handful of companies are building what they are calling citation-verified AI, where every claim the model makes is required to link directly to a verified, retrievable, real source that the system can actually pull and confirm exists. Not just generate a reference that sounds real, actually confirm the document is there and the claim matches it. That is a genuinely meaningful technical shift, and it is starting to move from research into product. Secondly, media organizations and major institutions are beginning to build internal AI verification layers specifically designed to catch confabulation before it reaches anyone. This is slow, expensive, and not scalable yet for most organizations, but the awareness is real and the urgency is growing. And personally, the most powerful thing anyone can do right now is develop what I would call calibrated skepticism, not AI paranoia, not refusing to use these tools, but holding a specific kind of internal question every time AI gives you something consequential. How would I know if this were wrong? If you cannot answer that question, you need a second source before you act on it. The uncomfortable truth is that we are in a transition period where AI capability is running significantly ahead of AI accountability. The tools got smarter faster than the guardrails did, and that gap is where real harm is quietly accumulating right now, while most headlines are still focused on which model has the highest benchmark score. The next few months are going to bring a lot more attention to this. Regulation is moving slowly, but it is moving. Public awareness is growing, and the industry is feeling pressure, real pressure, to solve this rather than minimize it. But in the meantime, the responsibility sits with you and me, not to be afraid of these tools, to be smart about them, to understand what they are genuinely brilliant at and what they are dangerously bad at, and to never mistake fluency for truth. Because the most important skill in an AI world might not be knowing how to use AI, it might be knowing when not to trust it. If you found this useful, subscribe to AI Hustle Canada so you never miss what is coming next. This space is moving faster than most people realize, and honestly, the next few months are going to surprise a lot of people. Drop your thoughts below. I genuinely want to know what you think about all of this.